What's up guys? I just tried recording this video outside in the pool, but it was windy as shit and the audio is horrible and I'm constantly fixing my hair and it's just like, fucking whatever, bro. Today I want to talk about the idea that I'm on holiday right now. Yesterday, both my mom and my sister sent me a text referring to this trip that I'm on right now as a holiday. Like, oh, when are you back from your holiday? How was your holiday? I have not once thought of this trip as a holiday. If this was a holiday, this is the worst holiday ever. I am the absolute opposite of relaxed here. This is not a break. This is not a getaway. This is a fucking boot camp, bro. There's maybe been 1 or 2 days where I felt like quite comfortable here. The rest of them, I am constantly living just beyond or way beyond my edge of comfort. So this is my comfort, right? The first 3 days here, I was fucking over here, bro. Generally now, I've adapted to it a little bit more. I've adapted to the environment. I've adapted to the people, the way of life. Everything's different here, everything. So I am still very much so challenging myself every single day, however. This is my comfort. You always want to be just beyond your level of comfort. If you're not beyond your level of comfort every single day, you're not growing. I'm not here for a fucking holiday, bro. This isn't a holiday. Every single day, I am eating, sleeping, and training like a fucking warrior. Every single day, I am doing something which makes me uncomfortable, which makes me feel like I don't want to do it. Every day is a mental battle inside of my own brain to convince myself whether I really want to do this or if I could just stay at home and do this instead. That's where growth is. That right there. And I'm blessed to be here with 2 dudes who are not only my fucking brothers, but are so on their shit with their mindset and their self-development. They also have no fucking problem at all with calling people out on their bullshit when they're coping, when they're making excuses. This entire trip has been me, Hamza, and Nabil all calling each other out on when we're coping and when we're bullshitting ourselves. It has been constantly pushing each other beyond our edges of comfort. This is not a holiday. I'm not relaxed. It's a pretty nice place to be training, to be a warrior, to become a man, but it's not a fucking holiday, bro. Guess how many tourist activities I've done since I got here? Guess how many beaches I've visited? Guess how many structures or monuments I've visited? Fucking 0, bro. 0. I've not done anything like that. The second we landed, we got on a high productivity routine timetable and we've stuck with that since. We're training Muay Thai, we're going to the gym, we're doing deep work, we're meditating, we're reading, we're developing ourselves, we're pushing ourselves past our comfort zone in terms of social skills. We are constantly evaluating whether we are making the harder decision rather than the easier one. And I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm not here for tourist holiday bullshit like, oh, get away from the grind and have a break from life and just forget about everything. I'm not here for that. I'm not interested in that right now. I'm interested in growing exponentially as a person and as a man. I think I very much so need that as well. I think I very much so needed this incredibly polarizing and extreme trip, because before this I hadn't actually went abroad. I had went abroad 2 weeks prior to flying out here to Thailand, to Amsterdam for 3 days as somewhat of a practice trip for this. Everything here is completely new and incredibly challenging for me. The first 3 days specifically, like I said, were so uncomfortable. I was fighting thoughts to literally fly back home, and it's a 12-hour flight and it wasn't a fun flight, bro. I was considering flying back home. That's how uncomfortable I was. But you know what, man? In those 3 days, after those 3 days, I somewhat adapted to it. Obviously, again, every day is a new challenge. Every day I'm looking myself in the mirror and I'm saying like, you're fucking going to that Muay Thai session, buddy. The last 2 days I have woken up at 7 a.m. and my alarm's going off and my body is aching. I'm having thoughts straight away like, oh, I shouldn't go Muay Thai. I went to Muay Thai both of those times. I got the fuck up out of my bed. I turned my speaker on and I started playing Knife Talk by 21 Savage and just bopping around my fucking room, bro. It's not a fucking holiday. If I was on holiday, I would have stayed in bed. I would have been out there sunbathing. I would have been going to beaches. I think the only thing which I engaged in, which was a little bit like, not warrior at all actually, is I went to a club one night and I didn't even fucking like it. I think I've come to the conclusion that I'm done with clubs. Clubs are fucking cringe. I felt so uncomfortable in that environment around a bunch of drunk people. I hated it. I didn't even like the music either. It was cringe. But that's it. Every other day has been strict timetable, constantly on each other's asses, pushing the very best out of each other all the time. And I think that's so fucking sick. And I wouldn't change it at all if I could. I would not change that. Even when Hamza or Nabil does call me out on something like, oh, you're coping with this, my immediate reaction I found has been visceral, I'm offended. They're wrong. I am not coping. I cannot do this thing, etc. But then I usually do the thing, and then afterwards I'm so glad that I did. I think I'm going off topic a little bit. I think I'll just end it here. But don't get it twisted. I'm not on holiday right now, guys. I'm not on holiday. I'm training. And the training is fucking relentless. My feet right now, my legs, my elbow, literally just friction burns from the bags and the pads that I'm kicking and elbowing in Muay Thai. But I love that shit. I fucking love that shit, bro. When I'm there and I've made it past the barrier of entry of getting the fuck out of bed onto my motorbike and to the Muay Thai gym, I fucking love it. Get past the barrier of entry, guys. I am not on holiday. I am training to be a fucking warrior right now. Don't get it twisted. Take care, guys.